everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So today I'm here in our little schoolroom, playroom situation, and this is one of the few rooms that still has boxes in it, but it's because I'm not exactly sure what the function of this room is going to be and where that stuff goes. So I should probably move and film somewhere a little more aesthetically pleasing, but the kids are happy, so I'm not going to rock the boat and you're just going to see my boxes. I have finished the Bookshop at Water's End, and I keep wanting to call it Water's Edge. I don't know why. That's not actually a book, but the Bookshop at Water's End by Patty Henry Callahan, maybe. And I liked this book. I would give it 3.5 stars. So this is about a woman, or a young girl and a woman, who go back to her kind of hometown or something. Her daughter is now a teenager, and she's going back to babysit her best friend's children, who are now young kids, 5, 6, something like that. And there's some mystery surrounding what happened there when they were kids. We know her best friend's mom disappeared, and she had some substance abuse issues and some mental health issues and some things going on. And we know that there's a past between our main character and her best friend's brother. So there's a lot of mystery surrounding what happened back in the day. However, and so this book is figuring out what happened and kind of watching the relationship between these two women. Both are going through different things in their present time, and I really liked it. However, I do think that it failed to have that first initial catch you, draw you in, attach you to these characters. So there were parts that I was I don't know that I care. It just didn't grab me the way that I wanted it to. But I love the bookish nature of this. So there is a bookshop, of course, at this Water's End is the name of the town, I think. And there's a bookshop and a nice old lady that runs it. And I really like that. And the teenager in this story, she has gotten in trouble for a handful of different things, but she's not a bad kid. She just is, having a hard time finding her way, basically. And she's very bookish, and I think she gets made fun of for that and just can't really find her place. And while I feel that is realistic, I also felt it's a little bit made for TV movie. I'm not a bad kid, I'm just troubled, or just having a hard time finding my way, basically. And so all of this, I don't know if the characters lacked a little realness or what it was that was missing that didn't draw me in, but I still really enjoyed the story. So I gave it 3.5 stars. Now I'm reading Reflections of Yesterday or something like that by Debbie Macomber. And this should be my jam because this is a first love, second chance. So this woman goes back to her hometown yet again. I feel like I could do a trope recommendation video on that. Woman goes back to hometown for I could do one a week. But she goes back to her hometown because she had this high school boyfriend that they were in love and they got married at 17, but it wasn't a legal marriage. So it's kind of a reverse Notebook situation. His mom paid her to leave, and there's a lot of miscommunication about what happened there. So when they re-interact, there is a lot of animosity between the two of them. And it's very much she is trying to decide if she's going to marry somebody else, but she really just went back to the hometown supposedly to return the money because now she's a successful florist, and so she's going back to return the money, runs into the guy, and there's this animosity and this stuff going on. And so it's them and their second chance at love. However, my problem with this is she is deciding whether or not to get engaged to this guy. And this guy, in her normal life, this guy is a saint. And not in a way that's even, not in a way that's even attractive. He's just a doormat. And she very clearly and obviously she communicates that she is still in love with this other guy, and this other guy is always going to be her one true love. And he's still okay, so let me know. And I'm okay, wait, so let you know what? I think she let you know. So I'm not really the one true, or the pairing between the two of them is fine. And I also feel she's doing, this is a Debbie Macomber classic, so this is one of her olders. And I feel she's doing a lot of telling us about their relationship as teens instead of showing us. So I don't really feel the emotional connection that was ever there between them. And then the animosity was so, he was so gross and so ugly that I'm move on. And she's almost 30. This happened when they were 17. Like, that was almost a lifetime ago for you. I mean, half your life ago, which I'm not to say, like, not to discount the relationship, but I feel like you really need to, like, really feel that teen emotional connection, to buy it. And I'm not buying it. So it's okay. If I finished it right now, I'd say it's a 3-star, but I don't know. I'm only halfway through it or so. So that is it. I'm going to go make lunch and we'll check in later. Hey everyone, sorry about the lighting. We are just about to go into dance class, but I thought I would let you know a reading update because I have done a lot since we last talked. So I finished Reflections of Yesterday by Debbie Macomber, and I'm sticking with what I said earlier. 3 stars, too much telling, not showing, and he was just too yucky for me to like ship that, so done with that. Next, I read Masterclass by Christina Dalcher, and this book was like terrifying, but in the best way. So this is a dystopian about a world in which everybody is given a Q score. So the Q score is based on all sorts of things, like everything that is wrong with our world today. They use it to make a Q score. So it's like standardized testing in schools. It's your family status. It's your race. It's your like disability. If you have any disabilities, you drop in Q score. Everything. Like, there are so many things. And if you're late, you get docked on your Q score, like all these things. So this woman, she is married to one of the founders of this Q score situation, and she is a teacher at the elite school. So there are 3 colors of schools. There's silver, which is the best, then green, and then yellow. And yellow is like a state boarding school. And basically it's like a prison. Or like a work camp. There's a lot of talk and comparison between what is happening there and what happened in World War II with eugenics, and there's a lot of comparisons there. So, and it's just not that far off of reality for like what I think could happen. Now, granted, the way it all played out, there's definitely some suspension of disbelief that is required, but this, like, it was just terrifying. And so this woman, she is at the elite school. Her husband's a founder. Her older daughter is at the elite school. And then her younger daughter bombs the test and gets sent to the state school. And I do think too, like, as a Kansan, I was really offended by this book because the state school she gets sent to is in Kansas. And the girl, like, I don't think had ever been here, because she describes it like in not a great way. The western part of the state is like fields forever. The eastern part of the state is not that way. And like, she's talking about all the corn there is. Kansas produces wheat. There are some cornfields, but like the majority is wheat, and cornfields are kind of hard to find. They're not like everywhere. So, especially out west, there's tons of wheat. But anyway, I really liked it. So the woman then, she has to, like, she bombs her test so she can go to the state school to be with her daughter and try to save her and try to like blow up this system. So it was really good, really stressful. There were times, like, it's a short book and yet it was a pretty slow book. So I wanted more out of some and less out of some. So, 4 stars. Clearly we are done in the car, so we're going to get out and go to dance. Hey everyone, today is Thursday, and yesterday I like had a lot more to say, but of course my kids just didn't cooperate, and I have like really been struggling to find times to update because they're always with me, and they are like significantly less cooperative of my filming than they used to be. So yesterday I was in the middle of Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody, and this is the same author as The Chaos of Standing Still, which I read and I liked, not loved, but liked, and this was sort of the same. I liked this one better, I think. This one is about a young girl. She's maybe 17 or something, I don't know, and her dad has always kind of been in and out of her life, and he was a musician, and she gets like notice that he died, and he left her his like car, and it's a classic car. I know nothing about cars. I'm not even going to pretend to tell you what it was, but it was some sort of classic car. And so she posted on Craigslist because she's like, I want nothing to do with this. I don't want anything. Like, let's just get rid of it. And because she's obviously pretty hurt that he left multiple times, it was just never there. And so she posts it, and somebody says, hey, I'll give you $32,000 for it. And she's like, okay, cool. And it's like 5 hours away from her. So she has to go up and take it to him. And, 1 second. Sorry, I had an MRI this morning, and so that's why I'm by myself. And I'm doing grocery pickup on my way home. I feel like I'm always at grocery pickup. But anyway, so she has to go get it, and it's 5 hours away. But the problem is the car is stick shift. She doesn't know how to drive it, but her ex-boyfriend does. So he says he'll go with her for $1,000 or something. And so they go on this road trip. And it she needs the money at this time because her and her mom are about to be evicted, or like the bank's about to take their money. I don't know if they rent or own or whatever, but they need the money to keep their house. And so it's their road trip, and we learn about their relationship in the past somewhat, but I do feel like there could have been more development around their relationship in the past, because the relationship between the two of them was a little bit weird, and like I didn't quite understand it. But it was cute. It was good. He like wants to do, I forget how he even like words it, but like basically you trade things and continue to trade until he thinks from a hair tie he can get $25,000 that she needs within a certain time period. So they are trading things, and the way they do it is by like the first one is the hair tie, and they see this photographer on a beach trying to take a picture, but her hair's everywhere. So they're like, hey, we'll trade you. We'll give you this hair tie she gives them an old cell phone. So things and just progressively get more expensive, get people to trade, because value is not always monetary. So I really liked kind of the coming of age, the both coming to peace with this failed relationship, as well as her kind of daddy issues, and a lot of exploration around that. It just was not the best thing, and there were definitely some things about it that I didn't love, but 3.5, 4 stars. I thought it was cute YA. Next, I read all of this morning, The Trouble with Cassie by Debbie Macomber, and this is another one of her classics, and y'all, I hated this book. I'm giving it 2 stars. I really didn't like it. This is about a woman who, she inherited this company from her dad. It's like a hotel chain company kind of thing, and she's got this employee named Blake, I think is his name, and he is quitting, and he has been with the company for like 6 years, and I guess they like had a thing for each other, but nobody knew. This was so like, these people were the most fickle people and like most volatile people I've ever met. They went from love to hate to love to hate, like based on like, you looked at me wrong, I loathe you, and there was this terrible situation, and like that part was terrible, and he was just terrible, and like it didn't make sense at all of like, well, so was there attraction? Why did we not know about this? Like, is there any indication in the past that they had some sort of attraction? And like, it was just dumb. And their whole relationship, he kept calling her freaking Cupcake, and she's like, stop calling me Cupcake. And he's like, okay, Cupcake. And I'm like, yuck. He was just gross. I didn't like him. I didn't like their relationship. She was like almost 30, and her friends are all getting married and having babies, and she at the end has like a revelatory, this is what I want out of life kind of thing, and it was so weird. She's like, and I want to have his babies, and it's like, wait, what? And of course the epilogue, I hate the epilogue. You guys, I hated this book. So 2 stars. Don't recommend that. That's a classic that needs to stay in the past. So then I picked up, because that's like 150 pages, or maybe just under 200, somewhere, I don't know. It's not very long. So then I picked up Velva Jean Learns to Drive. And this is the first in, I think, a 4-book series about Velva Jean. And this is by Jennifer Niven. And I have not read her book that is somewhat controversial. So this is my first experience with her. And this is I would call it a Southern historical YA about a girl who, her dad kind of disappears a lot, and her mom is like this vision of strength. It's right before World War II, I think. And then her mom dies, and she is just kind of learning how to come into womanhood. And I would say the predominant genre is historical. There is some like Christianity talk of her like finding her place in faith, but I would not say this is a faith-based book by any means. So I'm not very far into it, but that is what I'm reading now. So I will check in later and let you know what I think. Hey everyone, it is Saturday, and I swear I'm wearing clothes. Like, I don't know how to keep the camera where you can not seem like I'm naked, but so I DNF'd Velvet Jean Learns to Drive, you guys. I just was so bored. I was so bored, and I had it on audio, and it was 15 hours long, and I was like 6 hours in and did not care at all. So DNF'd it, just let it go. Not for me. So that's kind of nice, because that's a whole series of like 5 books, and now I don't feel obligated to continue with the series. So then I picked up Lost in the Forest by Sue Miller, and this book was weird, you guys. It was weird. I'm gonna give it like 2.5 or 3 stars. So this book is about grief, basically. It's this family where it's a mom, a dad, and a stepdad. The parents are divorced, and there's a stepdad. And there's 2 daughters that are from the original marriage, and then a son from, like, that's much younger from the, like, stepdad. And the stepdad dies. And so then it's just all of them in their, like, grieving process. But, like, it's super sexual. The book is super sexual. And, like, it's just weird, you guys. I didn't like it at all. And then it, like, randomly time jumps, like, 10 years ahead, and it, like, says, where are they now? So it was weird. 3 stars. It was really short. Maybe even 2.5. Probably 2.5. I don't know. If it was longer, it would definitely be 2.5. But because it was so short, it was definitely just a story of grief. Won't be reading it again. Didn't really get much out of it. That's it. So, that's everything for the week. And so it's kind of been a rough end to the week as far as reading goes, but otherwise we're good. So, yeah, life-wise, I have officially weaned Annie this week, and you guys, I get the weaning blues bad. So things are going around here, but kind of got the blues about that. So, yeah, if you send good thoughts, send good thoughts. If you pray for us, me, whatever, between that and the, like, bad prognosis about my foot. I don't know if I talked about that or not, but I went to the foot doctor yesterday, and he said I've got at least 4 more weeks before it's even strong enough for therapy. And if I, like, step wrong, I'll probably tear the ligament loose, and it'll be surgery. So, fun times. We're getting there. But, yeah, so that's been the week. We'll talk to you in the next one. Let me know the best part of your week. Thanks for watching.